Hello there. We're
Hello.
Hello,
live.
hello.
Hi.
And more importantly, you might notice something a little bit different compared to last time. That's because we're missing two people, but don't worry, they will be back. But before we dive into that, let's quickly remind everyone of who we are. Like we did last time. Quickly introduce yourself and your character in about 1 or 2 sentences, please. Let's go with Amelia first.
Sure. Hi, I'm Emilia. I play Aurore Belissier, who is a French civil engineer who's gone broke and somehow is getting into tomb raiding.
It's quite sus. But we also have Adrian.
Yeah, we do. My name is Fang, and I play a character called Adrian, who is a professor at Cambridge University and specialises in cryptography. Cryptography? That's it. I also don't know how to speak English, despite speaking it for 27 years now. But yeah, he's also afraid of actually tomb raiding, which is quite funny.
Which would become very, very funny in the course of this session, I believe. And finally, Lee/Vort.
Yeah, I'm Vort. I am playing a character called Lee Chang. He is a martial arts specialist who is a big film star in well known for his movies and TV shows. He is currently bored with with how safe things are in the film industry and has stepped away from it to seek a new lease of adventure, hoping to actually kick some of that adrenaline rush that he needs again.
Lovely. So, just to quickly recap what happened last week, the out of habit, I'm going to say 5 of you found yourself in Istanbul and, by one might say, very contrived circumstances, started working together because through some form or another you'd all noticed that something is wrong with the city's cats, that city being Istanbul, being famous for its stray cats, who aren't really stray, let's be honest, they are more like general population's cats. But they have been acting weirdly, and you have been starting to investigate that and notice that whatever reason there is for them behaving in such a way lies underground, under the city, and is in some way connected to... That is yet to be determined what happened. You've already also met a common contact, either through military or paramilitary contact or through academic ties. A common friend of yours called Dunya, and with her assistance you managed to figure out that there's basically 2 major points of interest for your further investigations. One of which is the Grand Mosque Hagia Sophia, which the 3 of you will be investigating. But this morning, before you set off, Dunya sent you guys another text, and basically Emily, from the Irish archaeologist, and the Egyptian/German tourist guide Rahim, that you've also been meeting, have decided to go with Dunya to investigate the other point of interest, which is the entrance to the construction site of the Grand Bosporus Tunnel. Perhaps we will find out what exactly happened on that site, but we will focus tonight on the Hagia Sophia side of that. So, I believe that's pretty much all that happened last time, and now we can continue with our adventure. Any questions so far?
Nope, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Lovely.
That means we are at Hagia Sophia now? Or traveling there?
You are traveling there. So if you recall the last adventure, left off Why does it keep going? I'm not a fan of that happening, I'm sorry. Just need to regroup some things. There we go. Okay. So, now your cams don't go black all the time. I switched to my notes. That was very important. So we begin this adventure. As you're walking through the streets of Istanbul, the morning sun casts golden light over the skyline as the muezzin's calls to prayer echo through the streets, mingling with the distant hum of the waking city. Your path winds through narrow alleys, past bustling cafes where the scent of strong Turkish coffee and fresh simit lingers in the air. The Hagia Sophia looms ahead, an ancient sentinel of stone and mystery, its great dome catching the dawn's glow. And of course, some of Istanbul's famous stray cats pad alongside you, sleek forms weaving between your legs, as if guiding you towards unseen truth. And somewhere beneath these weathered stones and the forgotten Byzantine catacombs await secrets buried for centuries, waiting to be unearthed by you. And as you pass those last houses before reaching the Hagia Sophia square, you do see an old woman stepping out of her front door with a ceramic bowl in her hands. She just puts it down on the sidewalk, and already a couple of cats approach her very cautiously at first. But then she just puts the bowl down on the sidewalk, squats, maybe pats the odd cat or two, and points to the bowl and says, "Kedileş, süt iç," which, if you've picked up anything, actually, those of you who do want to understand this, why don't you guys make me a linguistics roll or language roll?
I'll do that. I got a 1.
Ooh,
Can I
that's...
do it if I have language at 1?
Yeah, that means you get to roll 1 dice.
Oh wait, what do I have? What's my? I have language at 2, so I get to roll
You get
twice.
to roll again.
So I got 1 and 3.
I got a 4.
Okay.
These things here.
4, 6, and 6. Okay, so there's no doubt in my mind that Aurore was able to figure out that that means cats drink milk.
Nice.
Such a language genius. I take a mental note that how to get more cats to come to me for petting purposes.
Mhm. Very good. So I assume you do not want to interact with her further?
Are we
Or do
on
you?
a mission?
Well, you are, but you still you can still do whatever you want.
I think Adrian would be kind of haphazardly petting the cats at the moment, but not like in a way where it's like very natural. It's almost like thudding his palm kind of on top of their little melon heads, and it's quite painful to watch, actually.
At least finally somebody is petting the cats out of the player group.
Just probably given a couple of meow meows. Meow.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. I need to figure something out.
Could I roll for allergy?
Certainly.
Can I see if Adrian's allergic to cats?
Certainly. I mean, just going to assume that, and that was what the roll was for, that you are spending the next 12 minutes petting every single cat that dares comes into arm's reach.
Okay.
I'm not even sure what you would roll for allergies or against allergies for that matter.
Maybe.
Like, do you want to ignore your allergy towards cats and just keep petting them anyway?
Well, I've got this idea that maybe by the time he's done petting all the cats, if he is allergic, it's kind of too far gone. So he kind of pets them all,
Mm-hmm.
and he's, maybe eyes are getting itchy, and he He's so concerned with the task of haphazardly petting all these cats.
Right.
It's kind of too late.
Let's call this a brawn check
Okay, so I have
to see
3
how
in brawn.
yeah.
That is so much.
It's a 3, then a 2, then a 4.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, that's so sad. It's really hoping for the negative outcome, so that you'd have to endure the catacombs with like such sore eyes and just itchy face.
I feel like at some point, Lee and Aurora would have just pulled you and the emergency services they had to call for you into the catacombs.
Yeah, exactly.
As you do, obviously. Right.
Did my feet stop, by the way?
It looks like it, yeah.
What happened here? I'll try to fix it. Oh. Funny. Apparently OBS couldn't handle me plugging in my cable.
That is indeed. Okay. No, that doesn't work either.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're back.
Good. That is so weird. Oh,
Slightly.
literally just plugged in my power cable. Okay, never mind. Let's continue. So, shall we continue onwards to our target then? Maybe. Like, I know these cats are cute, but are they giving us any clues at the moment?
At this moment, no. They're just far too obsessed with the free food and drink that's given them. And of course the pets they are receiving.
The other section, yeah. But
Oh, I thought you meant... no. But as from a game master's perspective, no, they're not giving you clues.
okay.
Yeah, let's continue on then.
I'll walk.
Good.
Assuming that's the right mode of transportation. Otherwise, I'll just go ahead and go on the metro.
You can as well jump or roll or... But yeah, it's within walking distance. Yeah, so the next noteworthy thing that happens is that you enter, like the last house is sort of clear and you enter the big square in front of the mosque. And it's a massive square, so there's a lot of stuff going on. Both auditorily, so you hear the distant sounds of cars going through the streets. There's the odd honk every now and then. There's birds flying overhead with, you know, the regular screeching sound and bird song that they do in the morning, because it's still morning. But also visually you see a lot of people on the square. A surprisingly large amount of people for this time of day. You are the least surprised by the sort of elderly men playing chess on these stone tables between like a row, two separate rows of trees, which is quite neatly casting shades over those tables. You do also see the sun rising very slowly and gently over the dome. And also quite a lot of tourists trying to capture that moment with their camera, that sunrise over the dome. What do?
I'd like to nosy at the people playing chess. For no reason, just to sidetracked. I just want to see what they're doing. I just want to see what these old guys are doing.
I mean, yeah, they are quite essentially playing chess. You notice quite the difference in quality between those matches. Like, some of them are playing really quickly, not really thinking about the moves, but still with remarkable precision. Others are very slow, and especially even amongst those elderly folk, there's one pair with like just every hair ever on them is grey, and they're just stroking their beards as they contemplate every move for like several minutes. And you can't even figure out what position, like how they got into that position they're in, and how what they could possibly be thinking about as their next move.
This, I imagine Adrian would look at these older men in just pure awe, and just be like, this is exactly how I want to retire. Me and a chessboard. Don't you agree? Do you? And he kind of looks to the other two, and he's like, "Do you play chess at all? Any of you?"
I have dabbled in it, but I'm not much of an expert, to be honest.
I don't play chess.
Oh, you really should. It's fabulous. It's so fun and it's so competitive. And I realize we're not here to play chess. You should probably take me away from this place, because I will sit down and play that chess. That guy over there has an empty seat, and I will sit in it.
Well, we should probably find the entrance that we came here to find, right?
Yes, take me away. Walk me away. I will sit down.
I'm just grabbing Adrian by the arm and towards somewhere, just away from the chess players.
I'll be back. I will play one game before I leave this country. He's kind of reaching out towards the tables of chess while kind of being dragged by his heels.
To clarify, are you resisting that grappling?
I think it's a reluctant resist. I think he knows that he has to go, but he really does want to play chess. And it might be a little bit of reluctance because he knows why we're here. And he's a bit like, oh, how could I get out of going to the catacombs? I'll play chess. I'll do that. Yeah. They can go in. I'll win us some money.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that you're just sort of letting yourself be torn away from this, even if not really going along, but you're just sort of fine.
Yeah.
So,
Aurora wouldn't be able to physically force you anyway.
That's what I was like. I was looking at your character sheet and thinking, okay, she has a 1 in brawn. There's no way she's going to pass that.
Just imagine this small woman just grabbing and dragging this large man. He's being such a baby about it.
Yeah. So, I can tell you without a check that there's loads and loads of cats around the square, mostly individual cats. There is 2 or 3 smaller groups of like 2 or 3 cats, sort of weaving between people's legs. Some even around the chess tables, hoping that some snacks might be up for grabs. But yeah, the ones who are not looking for snacks, or some form of breakfast anyway, they're all kind of headed for the mosque.
What about we just look at where they're going and discreetly follow the cats?
Is there like a specific pattern that they are walking there? Like, are they in like single file, or are they just kind of spread out?
No, they're very spread out. It's just that their paths sort of seem to converge, not necessarily at a specific entrance, but like their common focal point is somewhere within the mosque.
They're just drawn to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I want to go in. I want to go investigate. I want to follow these cats. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm happy to go. Yeah.
I know you're so keen, Adrian, to go inside here and eventually.
No,
But
no, it's fine because it's just a mosque. I have no fear of mosques, by the way. There's no sort of like it's not like that. I just feel that if we were to find an entrance to say some sort of underground tunnel system, I don't know if I would want to go there, honestly.
yeah, let's go in.
Okay, cool. Then we go into the mosque.
Right.
I'm probably just gonna have to do this here, right? Because otherwise they're not gonna let me in something. Right? No, not entirely.
I'm not entirely sure as to how conservative Turkey is in that regard, to be honest, but yeah, it might be prudent to do that.
I'm just gonna wear a hijab anyway, which I brought with me for precaution anyway. So
Right.
to avoid drawing extra attention to myself.
Right. So you basically make your way to the nearest entrance. There is. Sorry about that. There are two guards. Like, they're not policemen. They're not even armed, but they're sort of these brawny club bouncer types that are in uniform, but they are not really trying to prevent people from entering. They're just giving you a glance and quickly determining that you're not really any threat. So they just sort of lazily wave you through. And with that said, you make your way into the inside of the mosque, where had it not been obvious before, you notice that Hagia Sophia is essentially made up out of 3 domes, like sort of in one line. The largest of which is, of course, the middle one, and it's quite a tall structure. So these 3 domes sort of connect as far as the ground level is concerned, and there's sort of a very, very high archway between those, and on those connecting archway sort of posts, there are these tablets with Arabic writing on them. Which should I make it? Yeah, let's give me a history check as to whether you know what they're about.
I don't have history stuff, I think.
I have 2 for history.
You do not know what they're about. Yeah. So your history
I got a
is
3 and a 4.
I have this much.
okay. So Lee and Aurora, you have no idea. You can tell that that's Arabic because of the very characteristic way the letters are written. The characters are written.
Mind you, Oro actually does speak Arab.
Oh, she does. Okay, that's an entirely different. Okay, give me. You're fluent in that, right? Are you?
At least conversational, yeah, I would say. I mean, it's not my native language, but like.
So give me a
language.
Okay, so give me a languages check.
Another one because
yeah. Yeah, that was for history. You have no idea what those mean historically, but you can still attempt to read them. And with that result, you can actually sort of read them. So, Lee, you have virtually no idea what this is about. Adrian, you do remember from your previous study session, essentially, that these are prayer boards. So there's different verses of the Quran written on those, which Aurora also was able to figure out. She didn't understand every word from what she was reading, but she did recognize enough to make it sort of the memory click that these are. Oh yeah, I remember this. This is verses from the Quran. I'm not sure exactly what they say, like down to the letter, but I recognize enough of it.
Fabulous.
Well, that wasn't actually that important. What is important is that there is already at the ground floor. So there's the whole area beneath those 3 domes. To put it into something, ironically, for some reason, every person in the Western world, at least in the European Western world, can identify, let's say, is about the size of 1 football field. And it is appropriately laid out with this dark green carpet. And there is a mixture between a very few tourists, but mostly Muslims roaming about who are there for their morning prayer. So there's already some prayer carpets laid out and people praying on them. Furthermore, what you notice is that there is one connecting hallway all the way around those 3 domes, separated from that dark green carpet area under the domes by these columns dotting out of the ground. So there's basically outer walkway, some columns, gateways connecting that, and then there is this 3-dome area with people both taking photos because they're tourists and praying because they're Muslims.
Are there any cats to see?
A few, like from where you're standing, a handful are sort of gently walking up to the Muslims praying, looking at them. One even attempts to like pat one on the back and trying to figure out if there is any reaction from there, but there isn't. Yeah, but otherwise they are not doing anything special.
So they're not like headed in any particular direction?
Not as far as you can tell.
Curious.
Didn't
It's
know
interesting
that
they have
cats could
cats
go
in
to
here.
mosques.
Maybe they're Muslim cats.
Do you get Muslim cats?
I do not know.
That is something I must research later. That would be fascinating though, like little cats in hijabs.
The question is, what do they do here? Like, they're obviously not praying, but they're just like curiously looking at the people. And like, given how many cats we saw coming here, I would expect there to be a lot more, but there's not that many cats here. There's far less than have traveled here, probably, right? So they must have gone somewhere.
Yeah, if more cats are just consistently coming here, then why isn't it full of cats? Like, it's full of cats, but it should be like full of cats, you know?
What if they just went to the catacombs?
I think they might have.
Stop saying that. Stop. No. Why would cats go into a catacomb? That's ridiculous. No, they must be.
Because they're catacombs.
Catacombs? Makes sense.
No, that was
You're asking the right
ridiculous.
questions, though. We need to get to the bottom of that question, Adrian.
Well, why don't?
Literally the bottom.
Please stop insinuating this. No, there must be a way for us to find out what's going on without going into a hole full of corpses that could potentially crash down on us at any moment. Maybe. I mean, I really shouldn't be shouting. I'm sorry. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. Maybe. I mean, well, there's a couple kind of around. Maybe we can spot them. The cats. Maybe not in this room, but maybe, I don't know. I suppose we could all just look around and just maybe take a perception check, maybe. See if we can perceive if there's maybe cats congregating somewhere. I guess. I mean, we know that there's a couple around, but I guess we haven't maybe properly looked.
Yeah, so let's fan out and check the different corners of the mosque, I guess.
And
Yeah, kind of awkwardly walk through. Maybe spy a hole in the wall? I don't know. I feel like we should maybe. Cats can crawl into anything. So there could be, I don't know.
True. So I suppose we're all looking around now until we find something.
That seems like a good opportunity to ask each and every one of you for a perception check. I'm going to give you the
I rolled a
benefit of substituting that with observation. Should that be higher?
No, my perception's 2. I'll go with that. So I rolled twice, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. 4 and 1.
So I have 3 perception, so 6, 4, and 5.
Okay. So, Aurora, you do see one cat who you are absolutely convinced is the one cat that you need to be paying attention to. It is sort of loafing next to this praying person. So you just kind of try to mirror it and go also into this praying position and look at it, waiting for it to do anything, which it will not for several minutes. Meanwhile, the two of you are at some point fed up with not figuring out anything in the dome area and start to walk around through this this outer walkway, where you come across an even more heavily guarded area than before. And it is heavily guarded because it is the sort of tourist entrance to what is essentially the catacombs. But as you try to enter that area, those two guards block your way and tell you it is only open for visitors during guided tours, which will not be happening until later that very day. So not before noon, essentially.
Oh, that is such a shame. Oh, that is so sad. How will we ever see the catacombs when we can't? That's so sad. I'm gonna go play chess.
How many people can see these 2 guards?
It's hard to say exactly how many at any given point, but there's constantly tourists and prayees walking around. So there is never 0 people watching those two.
Okay. And behind the 2 guards, if there's no guided tours today, is there anywhere behind them that would be quite secluded and hidden?
Do you mean in the room they're guarding?
Mm-hmm.
No, what you can see is only there's like this sort of a landing step hallway sort of thing leading to a spiral staircase leading down.
And is there the door behind them, is that locked, or could I?
No, there's no door. There's just this archway with a velvet rope sort of spun between them. But they're in control of. I mean, the velvet rope is currently up, so there's no way through without them noticing. And you can quite easily tell they are the ones who will put it aside for people to let people in for the guided tours.
Okay. I want to run past them and jump the rope, and if they follow me, which they will, down the stairs, I want to knock them both out.
All right. We should probably.
We are public. That's such a fabulous idea. I really love that. However, there's like, if we take 5 steps down that hallway, there's a room full of people, and we're in a mosque.
It's okay. Like behind them and down the stairs no one can see, right?
What if someone sees and then we go to jail because we could go to jail for a really long time.
I'm, I'm,
Like a
I,
really long time. I have a job. I have a life. I could get sacked for this.
you'd
I
be
mean,
fine.
I mean,
I'm,
I'm gonna take 5 steps back, and I'm gonna pretend we're strangers again.
yes,
And
I
if
don't know.
this goes really bad, I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna start running.
So I can do this myself, and when the coast is clear, both of you can just walk down the stairs, and no one will notice.
Alright. I kind of really don't want to get into too much trouble here.
Especially you don't, because you're still obsessed with that cat.
If
Yeah.
we cannot upset the
Am I
cat.
wrong?
I'm gonna face. Adrian's gonna do this really silly thing, which is gonna
I mean,
make
like,
you question his intelligence. Where he's gonna take like 2 steps back and then just turn to face
I mean,
the wall.
yeah, have you
slowly.
told Adrian what you're about to do? Or have you just been thinking out loud?
I'm
To me.
thinking out loud at the minute.
Okay, so thinking out loud and Adrian heard that. Okay, I can work with that.
So, but I'm very much. I think I'm going to tell both of you just to stand to the side, and when the coast is clear, you will be free to come down the stairs.
Adrian reluctantly agrees and walks backwards. He doesn't even turn to go back to the stairs. He walks dead ass backwards up the stairs, like making direct contact with Lee, like this deadpan stare and this grimace on his face, just.
And
Type
this
thing.
is gonna be like
Would it,
very quick, Jackie Chan,
would it
Bruce
not
Lee
be
style. Hop over.
easier for us to, I don't know, wait for a guided tour and then sneak away while it is happening or something like that?
Do you have money for a guided tour? How much money did you bring on this vacation?
I
course we
thought there was
do.
no guided tours.
Oh,
No,
there
not
is,
until
but
we-
we're in the early hours of the morning, and the guided tour start at noon.
Hmm.
So it's going to be a several hours wait.
We can just go down now when there's no tours on and we have access to the whole area. That gives us a
We
few
could
hours
use the
to explore.
time for a systematic study of cat behavior inside the mosque.
Oh, I do love a systematic study of cat behavior. It is my favorite. But if we wait until noon, then we're going to have all the tourists. And I can't believe I'm coming up with this idea. I don't want to go down into the catacombs, but I think I kind of want to watch Lee pull a Bruce Lee, if you'll pardon the pun. I kind of do want to see this unfold. I want the chances. I think it would be funny. I think it would be really funny if he doesn't pull it off. With peace and lovely.
Yeah, it could happen.
Just be aware we are not going to be able to get you out of shit if you get caught there, right? It's gonna
But
be
what?
quite
Okay, what if? Well, yeah, that is true. You will go to jail, and we're gonna go back to petting the cats. But it could be really funny, and I think
I'm willing to take the risk for me, and not involve both of you in this.
yeah, I think you should. I think it'd be really good if you did.
Very, very quick, very just.
Yeah.
You have the stamina that I have. I can pull this off.
Yeah.
A quick distraction. They're gonna chase me down because I'm not supposed to be down there. The minute I have both of them out of sight of the public, since there's no tours at the minute, we can get right down there, and I'll take both of them out straight away.
I fully believe you, and I wish you the best of luck. I'm gonna stand back here and get my phone out. I'm gonna film this just really quick, just
So-
for personal use. So I'm not gonna show it to the police, but I'm
What
gonna just
Was gonna back to loafing with the cat again.
what do you need me to do in terms of checks if I'm jumping a velvet rope, running downstairs, and then fighting two guys? Shall we?
I'm gonna suggest we break this up into several checks.
Yeah.
The first of which would probably be
Endurance or quickness?
I'm looking at
Or
your skills, trying to figure out if you have any of them that you might need.
I've got.
I mean,
leaping,
you're just trying to jump the rope. That in itself is not combat oriented, right? So
Traversal. I've got leaping. 2.
yeah, let's go with leaping. Why don't we?
Okay. First roll. 5. 3.
3. Okay. Now I am going to roll for the two guards, whether they notice it in time to, for example, put an arm into your path or something. So
Can I roll quickness into that?
now let's say your 5 for leaping already
Okay.
determines what they need to beat with their quickness, because they need to react quickly. No, they do not. So, what happens is you take a bit of a run up, which is enough for them to give you a weird look. But you're too quick in your run up and then your leap across the rope for them to actually do anything about it. But of course, you did attract their attention. So you are now in the other room. You've cleared the rope. You're in that small room. But they are pursuing you because they want to get you out of there.
So you said that the stairs are past the rope, right? And that's where
Yeah, so
they're out of sight.
these stairs are, that like is a very small room, so maybe 2 by 2 meters, if that. And on the, to your right, there is an entrance to a spiral staircase. Very, compared to the rest of this mosque, it's very rough from a construction sort of standpoint. So it's the stairs themselves and the steps are flat and solid and well done. The walls, however, are very rough hewn, so the stone is very uneven.
And the small like sort of room that I'm in right now, is that out of the public eye?
Mostly. So from that large walkway around the mosque, there is a very limited area from where they can see that.
And if I was to KO both of them, I could kind of put them in a corner each way and they wouldn't be noticed? Like I could hide
That
them.
would be very difficult because there's no like cupboards or nooks and crannies where you could hide the unconscious bodies, if that's what you're asking. You reckon, from what you can tell, that the only way to do that completely out of the public's eye would be to drag them down the stairs.
Downstairs. Okay, right. I need a minute. Do I try and keep them in an open space to combat them, or do I run down the stairs into an area I can't see and then fight them there? Because if I fight them in this small room, I could then get help to move the bodies, right?
Not my decision to make.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna fight them in this.
Conversations about that.
Yeah, we're gonna fight them here.
All right. So that will be our first combat encounter then.
Oh. Yeah.
So how this works is we need to determine the initiative order, which means we need to roll quickness, or especially you do, and I need to roll for the two guards.
I'm 2 for quickness.
I'm gonna say because they still need to somehow... Yeah, so I'm gonna say you... Because they still need to get the rope out of the way because they're too bulky like to jump over it. So they need to move, either they need to move the post between which the velvet rope is spun, or they need to just remove it entirely. That's going to take them some time, so I'm going to say we can forgo that roll for the guards, and say you go first, and get the first attack.
So I'm going to roll hand to hand.
Mm-hmm. On which guard though?
Can you give me a description of where both of them are and what they have, or like how they look?
So they... Okay, so for one thing, you have just leaped the rope. You are in, like, let's say, we're in the middle of that room. The two of them have just removed the rope and are now sort of blocking that archway, separating you from that outer walkway. That's how wide they are. That's how bulky they are. In terms of physique and stature, they look pretty much the same, and especially stat-wise, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's... They're blocking your path out of here because they are quite broad. I can tell you that much because it's obvious.
Let's just go ahead and try and strike the one on the left then. So, do I roll 4 times hand to hand?
Yes, you do.
Okay. 2, 1, 4, 5.
So that means they need to... Hang on, I need to check something real quick. Does that? Yeah, I think that does go over there. It needs to go over their brawn. So
What's their brawn?
theirs is 4.
Oh.
That's kind of their strong stat. Oh no, because it's a melee attack, so that means it needs to beat their quickness, which is just 2.
Okay. I got 5 anyway, so it would be...
Yeah, that beats it anyway.
Yeah.
So okay, so that's how that... Yeah, brawn merely helps them to not get wounded so badly.
Okay.
So yeah, so you do hit, and that means... So what you managed to do with that punch, so it's a hit. You hit them, you hit the left guard. He does, however, manage to just get his arm up in time so he doesn't actually take any damage. He's just sort of... He takes that punch in his elbow, which I imagine does hurt, but it doesn't actually damage him.
Okay. what's happening now?
So now, on the other hand, the other guard, instead of trying to punch you, he just reaches for his walkie-talkie and alerts somebody. He speaks Turkish, so you don't actually know what they're saying. You are 99% sure that they are alerting some sort of security authority, and then they in turn would call the police.
Okay. Has that been successfully done, or is he making that move now? Like, do I have time to try and...
That's basically his turn. Your turn was the punch against the left guard, so you have no time in that moment to prevent that from happening. So basically, because while he is doing that, you've been punching the other guy.
Yep. Okay.
Which also, on the other hand, means it's your turn now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and attack the left guy again, but I'm going to aim for his gut and try and wind him.
Left guy again, you say?
Yep. So
Okay.
4 rolls?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 1, 5, 1.
Does hit again, and this time he's too slow to catch like before he did with the arms up. This time this punch hits him straight on the nose. Wait, hang on. You know what aim from the nose, were you?
I was aiming for his gut to wind him.
Yeah, okay. Which would explain why he can't block it, because he was guarding his face again, because that's where the previous punch landed. Lovely. How much wounds does he take? So you need to roll damage now, which is for punches is your brawn -1. So that would be 3, I imagine.
Yeah. Okay, so 3 rolls.
Yeah, for damage.
5, 2, and 2.
So that is 1 damage, which means he is stunned. That equals 1 stun, which means he, from that punch to the gut, he stumbles back 1 step, which is 1 foot, essentially. Now, however, the other guy is trying to punch you in response to you knocking his colleague out. And he's going to do that with his... Yeah, with his punch too.
So he's trying to just punch me.
Yeah. That does use his hand-to-hand skill.
What's his hand-to-hand skill at?
That would be a 3.
Okay. I'm gonna roll evasion.
Alright. How many points do you have in that?
Well, I have 2. My first roll's a 1. And a 1. Okay, that's not good.
Not to worry, because he actually rolled 3 ones himself. That is quite incredible. So you just... It doesn't exactly look graceful. You just sort of fall over, but that was, for one thing, quick enough, and for another, low enough for his punch to actually just sail right over you. But you are...
Just be heard in the distance, just a ha!
Probably.
Uh, right out a drunken master.
Yeah, imagine that's pretty much what it looks like. You are prone, but you are now the next person to act.
So if I'm prone, is the second guard, is he standing at the minute?
He is, but
Or
he is now further away.
his punch that missed?
Oh, that one. No, that one is still very close to you, like, yeah, obviously within arm's length. You're basically lying at his feet.
I'm gonna go for a leg sweep since I'm prone, and get him on the
Lovely.
ground.
Sounds good.
So again, I mean, I know it's my leg, but that's hand to hand, right?
Yeah, I don't think there is a specific leg sweeping skill.
5, 2. That's a funny 2. Look at that.
Don't know, Digitalize could do that.
1 and 3. So 5, I think, was the highest I got there. 5, 1, 2, 3.
5 is 5 is the only one that beats that, because you need to beat his resilience, which equals his brawn. So you need to beat a 4.
Yeah, 4.
Mm. So that means roll damage.
That's 3 rolls, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 5, 4, 3. Does this dice have a 6 on it? I haven't seen one yet. 5, 4, and 3.
It should have. Okay. So basically what happens to him is, in pure gameplay mechanics terms, he would also suffer 1 stun and be knocked back. But because you're like sweeping his leg, he's just toppling over backwards. So he's now also prone next to you. And probably has a mild concussion from the impact, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Needless to say, you have caused quite the commotion. And the tourists,
yeah.
as the other two can tell, the tourists have, at least those within either earshot or within the visual range and in the corridor, the tourists have started running away. I don't think the prayers have started to give a damn about that yet, but they will in time.
Okay, we gotta go be quick now.
Yeah.
You better.
We
we'll
should
see.
run.
Did they manage to call them on the radio or not?
They did.
The call's been
They
made.
did, okay.
But to be fair, you don't know that. Only Lee knows that.
Yeah.
Because you are still with the cats in the dome rooms.
Oh, did we not actually see the combat?
You don't. Your Fang has backed up a bit, or Adrian has.
Okay.
He probably
Adrian
will
is
see
laughing
it.
hysterically.
Yeah, from Adrian's point of view, because he has backed up a few meters, he basically just saw one guard stumbling
It's
outwards
all
back,
filmed as well on his phone.
stumbling
just so
out
you know,
backwards
so
out
you
of that
can-
room, and
You
and
can
he
watch it back later.
and a
Yeah.
couple of seconds later, he saw the other one fly up on his ass out of that room as well. So it's not looking good for the guards, let me tell you, but it's also not good for the police not showing up in due time.
Yeah. Whose turn is it next?
It's
Wait, so what happened? What are the guards knocked out now, or are they just standing there?
One's winded and one's laying on his back.
Exactly.
Okay, maybe Adrian, maybe we should. Oh, I don't know. What do we do? We could.
I mean,
That
anytime
would
you
be
guys want to jump
nice.
in, like, you know,
I mean, I mean, Adrian could maybe, jump to action and maybe, I don't know,
we could.
choke one out, maybe.
I mean, I've winded one and put one on the ground for you. It's this very easy picking now.
But the problem is, I don't know if Adrian would know how to knock someone out, so it would maybe be more like kind of.
Didn't we establish that you absolutely would and will punch a tiger if needed?
Yeah, we did. He's kind of not in danger at the moment. He feels like he's watching SmackDown, so he's really
Right.
just having fun in the distance.
I've got Eye of the Tiger playing in my head right now. I'm in a whole vibe.
So, is it reasonable to assume that I see the tourists flee and infer from that that it's probably time to check up whether it's
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
I'll carefully approach them, but also keep kind of like the. I'll keep watching for likely entrance points for security guards, just to have an early warning, and approach the site of the combat.
I mean, since they're down, we could. I mean, we could maybe steal their clothes. I don't know how to knock them out, but
On that note, Adrian, why don't you make me a perception check?
I can do that. What is my perception again? My perception is 3, so 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah, well, thank God for that 4, because now you do notice, you hear the tourists fleeing, and you hear that also at the outside gate where you just came in. Their rapid departure is causing quite the amount of attention, and so you look over and see that the guards that you passed earlier are now turning around and start walking towards the inside of the mosque to check out what's going on there.
Ooh. I guess Adrian would kind of maybe kind of speed walk over to Lee and tell him what's going on. Like, I don't know if you remember those guards that we saw earlier when we came in. Yeah, they're coming over here now. And these bodies are on the floor, and we are going to jail. Maybe, or you are. I don't know. I mean, I
haven't.
could look away, but we should go. We need to do something with this.
I haven't knocked them out yet. They're like still very.
Yeah, they're
awake.
just kind of groaning, and we're just standing over them a little bit.
No, the coast is clear. Let's run down. Let's go.
We're going to run into the catacombs.
We're gonna run down these stairs. We
Do
have
you want
no
us
choice at the minute.
to
You have come
hide?
over. You have come over to talk to me and pretty much included yourself in this trouble now.
Yeah, we came together. What? They saw us come together. They're not going to go, oh, that's really strange. Those 3 people came together and suddenly they're not together. I wonder if they had a falling out. No, they know we're together. And
They-
now our fingerprints are on your
They
fingerprints are on everything.
definitely know we're together now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they do. So we need to go. We have to. We're gonna
we
go to jail. I
cannot
don't.
go out the front. You've just said that people are coming towards us.
I mean, you could
Door.
sham them again if you're really brazen, like you were once before. There's only 2 of them, which I don't think we should.
Do you
There's a
wanna
lot
do you
there
wanna go
now.
for another 2?
No,
Wait,
no, no. I was
these
being.
2 still aren't. They can get back up at any minute, and then we could be against 4
I mean,
people.
I'm just thinking we're running out of time very quickly. I just think we could go into the catacombs and then they'll still find us because we're in the catacombs. We need to do something. Do you know how to knock people out? I don't. Do you know? Lee.
I do. I was in the middle of it. I can.
Look,
can-
as they say in Spanish, andale. The
Right.
guards. We have to do something.
How long do we have before the other guards get to us?
Like 3 seconds, Lee. Like 3 seconds. They're right there, and
Right.
even the cats are coming. The cats are coming.
I need both of you to help me here then if we're not running.
Right. What do we do? What do we do?
You two take care of the two guards coming over. Just hold them off till I take these two out. I'm gonna punch the guard that's down on the ground next to me so hard that he's asleep until next week, and then I'm gonna take care of the winded one, and I'll come and help yous after.
Have
Bring
you
those
looked
two
at
guards into the room.
Aurora? Have you seen her? She's
Keep their
tiny.
radius. Well, we are not going to fight them, obviously.
You just have to
Okay,
keep them busy.
I'm
Keep
heading
them away
out.
from me.
I'm heading out towards a location away from where we are right now and try to do something very annoying that disturbs the peace of the mosque. Like, I don't know,
A second
loudly
distraction
pet
is
the cats.
Yeah, a second distraction would be very helpful in any shape or form. You do not have to
Oh,
fight the two guards, but definitely catch their attention and
yeah,
make
that's
them
it.
also chase
That's a
you.
good idea.
And then bring them back round to me. Hopefully by that time I'll have knocked these two guards out and we'll be good. And look, even the cats are even here. Look. Even the cats are watching me fight.
Nuts.
You put that cat down. Getting your DNA all over it. Yeah, we could pose a distraction. I could be really inconvenient actually if I really wanted to be.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, that's what would be really inconvenient right now. Adrian's kind of like patting his pockets and kind of what what would be really good? What would not send me to jail, but also be enough bother? I could get attacked by a cat. That would, how ethical would it be to pull a cat's tail? Someone tell me. Would any of you, how would,
I mean, to pull a cat's tail,
but
it's probably gonna land you some scratch marks. To be honest.
That's where I'm thinking that maybe he should get attacked by a cat because he can't go to jail if he's attacked by a cat. But maybe the security guards would get involved and try and stop the cat attack.
You're trying to throw paws with a cat
Yeah,
to get out of this.
I think that might be because it is dramatic fighting cats. And
Technically
then
a
Yeah,
tiger.
to be fair, it is.
if we rile up the cats, then maybe the cats will attack the security guards because that happens. As an owner of two cats, they do that if you rile them up.
He said he'd absolutely punch a tiger if need be, and then a cat shows up, and it's like,
Now's my
That's
time.
because, I mean,
just
it could.
punch each other or something, like pretend to, and then they have to do something about that.
We'd still go to jail.
No, because we can just forgive each other afterwards.
Oh no, I think we'd still go to jail for fighting in a mosque.
Possibly, but not for very long. Or we just go down into the catacombs.
I mean, Adrian could pretend. He could pretend to be getting attacked by a cat. But I guess Adrian will pick up the cat that you just had, Lee, and kind of hold it up.
Not to stress you out or anything, but the 10 seconds that you thought the guards would still need to reach your locations have now turned to 5.
yes.
Okay.
I'm going to fight the two guards that I'm fighting currently. I would like to take my move before no more time runs out. They can do whatever they want with the other two guards. As long as I have time to take these two out before I deal with the other two, I'm happy.
Okay, I'm just gonna take initiative here and just like try to steal one of the radios from a guard. One of the ones that you're still fighting.
Can you communicate back to whoever they told? Do you have that language where you could tell them it's a false alarm?
Nope. But I do want to have the radio. That looks convenient.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there a curtain
Then
we
I
can
just
hide
whack them.
behind? Is
There is not.
no. Maybe we should just run into the catacombs.
4
Maybe.
seconds.
Maybe. Okay. I'm running. I'm
Are you
running.
running?
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Okay. I'm just gonna punch the guard that's down, just so I can
Okay.
punch him and then run downstairs.
Yeah, okay. With him being prone and sort of winded, let's just say he's out.
Okay.
For a bit. Aurore and Adrian, I do need a quickness saving throw from you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I have 1 quickness, and it's a 1.
Okay, so Aurore, you're fine. But Adrian, the guard who's winded but still standing, sort of trying to see what's going on, and notices from the corner of his eye that the two of you are trying to run for the catacombs, so he just sort of tries to trip your legs. And in case of Adrian, unfortunately, he does succeed. So you're just sent flying towards the entrance of that
Stumbling as I go.
restricted area.
Falling down the stairs.
No, you didn't go that far. You just, instead of gracefully running into that room, you're just sort of face planting into it.
I guess Adrian would scramble very, maybe not very quickly, or I mean, I guess he'd kind of maybe whine a little bit, just that kind of on the floor, just kind of like holding his face that just connected.
Mm.
Maybe sluggishly kind of get back up. We'll try to get back up. It's not graceful though. It's not a good sight.
3 seconds.
So
can I help him up?
Yeah, of course you can.
Then I'll do that.
I guess Adrian kind of grabs you and kind of like kind of hauls himself up. Still kind of whining, just it's almost pathetic. It's really pathetic
Almost.
actually, because he's a fully grown
Get
man.
your act together. We need to leave right now.
My face. Oh, my face. Oh, Jesus.
Come on, run down the stairs.
Okay, I
now.
guess they're now kind of going together now, although Adrian's a little more sluggish.
I'm just doing my best, sort of pulling Adrian behind me.
Mm.
I can do much, but
What you doing, Lee?
do we proceed to the catacombs?
I'm running downstairs. Yeah.
Lovely.
Magic, we finally got there.
Because that's all you ever wanted, isn't it, Adrian?
I'm. Hold on. Okay, we're good. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, so did I manage to snatch the radio?
Yeah, you did.
Nice.
From the guy who's been punched unconscious. Yeah. And that quite dramatically changes the way I'm going to present this scene. Not visually, because it's still. So imagine the sort of rough-hewn stone wall that I mentioned earlier. Imagine that, but with a large, somewhat large at least, round room with entrances going off in the 3 other major directions, all roped off in a similar fashion as above. And in between those sections of velvet rope guarding it, there are these little gaps in the wall which suspiciously look like burial places, but thank God there are no skeletons inside. But what else than a skeleton would have fit in here, you reckon? the air in itself is quite damp and quite cold, quite chill. And the sections that are sealed off with the velvet rope are sort of long, increasingly dark corridors that start winding and twisting the further you look down, but you can't actually see where exactly they go. The ceiling, there is a bit of a dome to this room, so in the middle of it, it's tall enough that two of you could stand on top of each other. Where you're standing on the edges and where the staircase comes out, it's just high enough for you to stand at all. And I would usually describe this place as quite silent, and although echoey. And that echo can be a bit of a problem because the radio you just snatched starts buzzing with police traffic and communication, because they are, as fast as humanly possible, sending units to Hagia Sophia, and they're communicating about it.
Do I understand that?
You do understand the word police, which is virtually the same in Turkish, and it's mentioned over and over and over again. And you mentioned you understand Hagia Sophia.
Okay, so obviously the police are coming here, so we should, as soon as possible, find a way to hide ourselves, like to get deeper into the catacombs as quickly as possible. I turned down the volume of the radio, and then just follow the path as quickly as possible so that we're out of sight in case they are going to follow us.
Yeah.
We should probably run.
Yeah.
I imagine Adrian's kind of following behind, but also a bit kind of being a bit icky about it, like, oh, this is quite claustrophobic. It's kind of like going like that.
Yeah, I would.
I wonder, can I mean, there's all these kind of, like you said, there's these kind of like branches off. I'm wondering if there's if there should be some sort of perception check as to if there's a reason that I can kind of, even though it gets darker, maybe I spy something. Because what if we get all the way to the bottom and then it's like a dead end? Maybe there's something blocked off for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. Can I do a perception check for that?
I do assume you're all running in one direction, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so while you're running, do give me that perception or maybe even observation check.
Yes.
I rolled a 5 and a 1.
Lovely.
I got a 1. Perception and
4.
observation are the same, right? Or is there another?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I get 3. So 1, 5, and 3. And 6 even, sorry.
Oh, okay.
So I can do either perception or observation.
Yeah, ideally whichever is higher.
Okay, so I've got a 4 for my first roll. I have 2 perception, by the way. And a 1.
Right. So yeah, that means you're basically just following Aurora and Adrian. So what you do notice is that as you run through those corridors, you manage to sort of, you can't quite put your finger on what exactly you're following, because there is nothing really to, in the darkness at least, there's nothing really to make out, but it might even be just as little as a slight wind going through, indicating an opening that the air tries to follow. And you do make a couple of turns that don't really seem to lead you where you need to go, but at some point, once you've corrected a couple of wrong turns, you notice that the floor that was previously just also the same roughly hewn stone and sort of uneven starts to get more and more even. The walls are more refined, and there's even some light reaching these parts, even though it shouldn't, at least not from where you started this expedition.
Okay.
So basically, you start following that trail of metaphorical breadcrumbs of light and more elaborate masonry.
Okay.
And give me just 1 second. Okay, now I can hear you again.
So do we end up in a room at all, or are we just? I guess we're kind of just mooching along.
You do, yeah. A very similar sort of area to the one you've previously been in, like to the entrance area, except this does not come with a staircase leading back up, but instead this one, there we go, this one this one has a mural on the wall where usually previously the staircase would have been, if this were the exact same. And that mural, yeah, give me a perception check as to how many details on that mural you can make out.
41 details.
We got 4, a 2, and a 4.
So
5 and 4.
5 and 4. Okay, so for Aurora and Adrian, what you see is a mural which basically shows loads and loads of cats in what you recognize as a very Egyptian sort of style. And in the middle there is this big black cat sat in the middle on a pedestal that was also decorated with hieroglyphs. You do also, however, notice some Byzantine ornaments in between. So, like, a couple of the cats have like these mosaic halos. If you've played Rise of the Tomb Raider, you'll know what I mean. As the academic you are, Adrian, you recognize these as like Eastern Orthodox imagery, and even some Greek writing below. And at the mural's base, so at the bottom section of it, there is a line of carved symbols which sort of stand out from the rest of the wall, with different symbols. There's 3 moon-shaped symbols detailing and showing 3 different phases of the moon. One being a crescent moon, one being a half moon, one being a full moon. And the line continues with a pair of feline eyes, a coiled serpent, a key, and an ankh from left to right. And then below those, there is an inscription in Greek.
Well, Adrian knows Greek. So can I roll a language to see if you can understand it?
Yes, you can.
Fabulous. So I have 2 for languages. 2 and a 4.
That will do it. You take a couple of moments to read it carefully and then eventually translate it roughly as, "She who walks in shadow and light guards the way. Only those who honor her passage may follow."
So while Adrian is reading this Greek text, he's reading it aloud to everyone else so that they're following along with him.
Yeah. And of course, what Lee notices on his 5 roll is that the cats themselves, they're sort of not just randomly aligned, they're sort of in a procession of sorts. So they are basically, for one thing, all facing the cat in the middle. And for another, that cat in the middle is sitting under a full moon. And the most important thing you notice is that these sticky out bits with the symbolisms, they appear to you to be buttons.
Okay. How many buttons are there?
There are 7.
7 buttons. And what, like, each button, does it have like a separate number or symbol, or?
Yeah, there are the 7 symbols I described earlier. So the 3 moon phases, the pair of feline eyes, the coiled serpent, the key, and the ankh.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna just I'm gonna visualize this. I've got my pen here. So the 3 moon phases would be like the full moon, half moon, like crescent moon, and then like no moon.
No, full, half, and crescent. So yeah,
Okay.
crescent being almost none.
Okay, I've got that. And then the cat's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
What was the next one?
That would be the coiled serpent.
Is the head inside or outside, or does it matter?
I'm going to say it's inside, but it doesn't matter.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. What's the other 2 buttons?
And the other 2 would be a key
And the ankh.
and the ankh.
Okay. Are these buttons like in that order? Like, are they left to right, or are they in like a grid?
They are left to right in that order.
Okay, perfect. Are they square buttons?
No, they're in the shape of the things they
Ah,
they
right.
represent.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
Would you like to tell everyone else that you've noticed they are buttons?
It
'Cause we
took
don't know
me a
yet.
minute to actually figure out we have these buttons here. I had to identify each individual one. It took me a few minutes there to figure out what each button was. So yeah, I'm gonna say Lee is now going to let the group know that there's some buttons here.
Ah, I didn't even realize. I thought they were just little pictures. It's probably within our best interest not to press anything prematurely. It is, it's quite common that ancient rooms like these are typically, maybe trapped or I don't know, maybe. I mean, this might not even be ancient. This could be some sort of tourist thing, maybe an old exhibition for children. Probably still for the best to not touch anything. I think. I don't want to die down here.
Yeah,
I'm already in a position that I
right.
hate.
So yeah, let's not touch anything. We'll see what else is around the room.
What
And just
that do? Like, I mean, is there anything that might be controlled by buttons in the room? Are there doors?
Not as far as you can tell. Like, the only thing apart from that mural would be the torches in between the different passages leading into this room.
Okay.
What was the Greek again? What was it that the Greek said again?
The inscription reads, "She who walks in shadow and light guards the way. Only those who honor her passage may follow."
Right. She who
Walks in shadow and light.
in shadow and light
Guards the way.
guards the way.
Well, I remember when I was off to the library with Raheem, we actually uncovered some more text. I'm pretty sure something to do with the goddess. The goddess favors those whose hearts are light as well. I don't know if that has anything to do, but it feels like there's something to do with balance. There's a balance of shadow and light. But then this is also obviously cats are involved, and there's a set of cat eyes up there. And if it has anything to do with Bastet, then it's Egyptian, but I am perplexed as to why there is Greek. We do know, hello, welcome to my TED Talk, by the way. I don't know if you all know this. We do know that there was Greek influence in ancient Egypt for a long period of time. And in fact, it was at one point the cultures pretty much crossed over. So it's not surprising that there's hieroglyphics and Greek next to one another. It was very common. But I don't. So we kind of know that this is a later stage of ancient Egypt, I guess, with the influence of Greek. But I guess I'm kind of perplexed, and I kind of don't know why we would be pressing buttons to begin with. Maybe it's. Any
Well,
ideas from the peanut gallery?
what?
Yeah, I'm still not confident in pressing anything. I'm trying to read this. She who walks in shadow and light guards the way. So it almost feels like it's, the shadow and light could be referring to the half moon because it's half and half. It could be the feline eyes, and then guards the way could be either the key or the ankh. So maybe it's a combination of 3 buttons in that order. It could be the eyes, the half moon, and then either the key or
What
the
is the
ankh.
anchor symbol for? What does that mean?
I'm not sure.
Well, if my history is correct, it represents life. The ankh is the all encompassing symbol of life, and you see it in a lot of cultures actually. A lot of different cultures throughout history have used this. It's also part of the language itself.
So maybe the
I
key
wonder
then?
if the I wonder if the way has anything to do with the underground passage that we are looking for. The guarded way.
Yeah.
If there's any relation there, because the myth you mentioned that seems vaguely relevant.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? I think I would kind of like to study this mural further. I don't know if either of you want to go a walk, perhaps.
Um,
Not that there's
A
much
walk.
to walk to, but you could
Yeah, as long as we don't walk back upstairs. Yeah, we could have a
You
wee
know, don't do that.
rummage around and see what we
Question
can.
is like, did we come across enough junctions to? Is it going to take
I
a
mean,
while until they catch up to us? Because
you came across quite a number of junctions. It's hard to say if that was enough, but
all right,
it took you long enough to find your way here in the first place. You reckon you have some time before they do, if they even know this
Mhm.
place exists.
Right, okay. So it is a bit of a maze, and
Yeah.
it's not clear for them to know where we actually went.
Was there anything else on the walls again? Or just the buttons?
Well, there's the buttons. Below that is the inscription, and above that is the cats with the big black cat sitting in the middle on a pedestal with hieroglyphs.
I'm thinking out loud here, but like, um, if these buttons actually are in charge of some kind of mechanism, right? We might be able to trace like some kind of signature of the underlying mechanism. Like, should there be like wires or magnets or something?
Um,
I do
I'm
have an
trying to
advanced
think
skill in
about that.
ancient languages. Is there anything that can do? I guess in regards to the hieroglyphics,
can you translate them?
could try.
Yeah, do that. See what
Two.
they say.
Okay, so is that a languages check?
Since you do have that perk for the ancient languages, um, yeah, roll them both together. So roll your dice for languages, and then no, hang on, that would work the other way around. How many points do you have in ancient languages?
I think I don't know. I didn't put any. Was I meant to?
Okay, so you just picked the skill. Well, then let's assume you picked that. You've got 1 point in there. Um, yeah, for the sake of simplicity, let's say you just roll languages, and let's say you even have a shot at this because you have the ancient languages perk.
That's what I thought the advanced skills
Yeah.
were. I thought it was just you wouldn't be able to.
Well, there are some perks where you can actually put points in, like some advanced skills that you can actually put points into, and they get better.
Ah, I see. I see. Okay. Let me just do it for languages then.
Yep.
So I got a 6 and a 3.
6 and a 6. So the 6 would already tell you pretty much enough. There is essentially what you can see is three words essentially, and that one of which is Bastet, the second is life, and the third is moon.
Fabulous. And I relay this to everyone too, as well as I read this ancient scripture. So I am going to assume that this has something to do with the buttons. Yes. Kind of looks at the peer review.
Okay.
So what buttons do we have again? We have the Ankh, we have all the moons. Anything else?
We have, yeah, the full moon, half moon, crescent moon, feline eyes, coiled snake, key, and ankh.
I'm going to guess then that perhaps, well, the problem with the moon is that there's 3 moons, but we don't know which one. I suppose we could just risk our lives and pick a random
Oh,
moon, and if we die, at least we die together.
did you not mention that the Greek text said something about those who walk both the night and the day, or the life and the light and the shadow, or something? Wouldn't that be
Yes,
more
yes,
consistent with a half moon?
What? Yeah, what?
yes,
I was
absolutely.
thinking that earlier. What? Okay, so right, let's pull everything again in, what have we got in terms of clues? We've got the 7 buttons. We have she who walks in the shadow and the light guards in the way, and then we have your translation.
We have both my translations, yes.
Okay, so run them by me again.
So in Greek, it says, "She who walks in shadow and light guides the way," or
Yeah, got that
guards
one.
the way, even. And then the hieroglyphics read Bastet, life and moon. Bastet is one of the feline gods of ancient Egypt, not to be mistaken for Sekhmet. Life would be the Ankh, as we've clarified. The Ankh means life, and the moon is, well, it's the moon. So I'm guessing, if my hypothesis, if I was to put this together, I would probably do cat's eyes, half moon, perhaps, and then the Ankh. But
I
then,
Even though light is the second hieroglyphics.
in shadow and light could refer to a full moon because a full moon casts more light at night and there's more shadow at night.
well, yeah. I mean, if you want to take it literally, like, it did not say half moon; it said moon.
Maybe full moon then.
Yeah,
Feline eyes, Ankh, and full moon.
So
yeah.
do we just press the buttons and see what happens?
Let's do it. Yeah.
I mean, how bad could this possibly be?
We're
Oh,
gonna find out.
we could die. We could be stabbed. There could be something in the walls. Something we could at least. But if we
Right.
die together, and I never get to see
How
my
light
cat
is
next
this room
time.
that we're in?
Oh, light. So you've got these 3 passageways, and in between, like at the edges of the murals, because that would be the 4th passageway, you've got 2 torches, and then 2 on the opposite side between the other passageways. So essentially you got 4 torches, and that's it for light.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
we do have our bag of stuff, don't we? We have our gear with us, do we?
Yeah, I brought my stuff.
I have a flashlight, at least, if we need it.
I brought everything in my large pack, and I think, did I say last time I brought my sword or my shotgun?
Bringing a whole ass sword to the mosque.
I've got a sword. Yeah, I've got a
Is
sword.
that in
We got that
your...
through security, did we?
Was there security?
Or maybe
There
maybe
was...
not.
I mean, yeah, there were those 2 bouncers at the entrance to the mosque, but they only glanced at you. They didn't check your bags or anything.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll believe the Game of Thrones sword is with us.
So
Yeah. So are we pushing these buttons?
Yeah, I'm game.
Okay, so that's feline eyes, Ankh, and full moon.
Do we have to roll anything?
you do not. What you do notice, however, is that there is a rumbling. And a bit of a... The room starts shaking mildly.
This is it. This is how I'm going to die.
And while the background noise I can hear from... eventually, after that rumbling and shaking continues for a bit, you do notice the sort of dust at the bottom of the mural starts swirling and rising up because of the vibration. And then at some point, the whole mural starts to rise, revealing behind it a perfectly preserved and very ornate passageway. And as that ancient door grinds open very loudly, I might add, that's where all the rumbling came from, you do step into the next chamber, which is more of a long corridor. And the air, you can quite clearly tell, is ancient in here. It's dusty, it smells old, like nothing's been alive in here for a while. But you do notice it's a corridor. You have basically a very long room with a tiled floor with very large tiles. You notice there are paw prints on each of those tiles, like depictions of a cat's paw. And along the walls of that room, there is cat statues. They are sitting there, but each of them has got their paw raised, so that's to reveal basically that print. And they are the cat statues themselves are separated by pillars, and on each of those pillars rests a torch, which one by one, and as you glance further into the room, one by one ignites itself for some weird reason. And on the other side of that room is a door. Or door is a bit of a weird word because it's just, picture an old door in a temple, that sort of thing. An old gateway. It looks very massive, but it's quite obvious to you that you can pass through that at some point.
Okay.
We did it. So there's paw prints here. Just to
Is there-
clarify, they're not actual like paw prints in the dust, but they're like carved.
Yeah, they're
like intentionally
carved.
placed by humans.
yeah. Well, not carved. They are.
Okay.
I don't even want to say painted either, but more painted than carved. You can tell them apart by color rather than depth.
And do they all have like different colors on them?
Yeah, in each row there is loads of different paw prints.
How many tiles per row?
Per row there is 6.
Okay, and then how many rows do we have?
That would be 10.
10 by 6.
Out of curiosity, what is that background noise I keep hearing all the time?
Does it come from me?
Probably, because you're the only one with a green frame, aren't you?
Has it stopped?
Right
Yeah.
now, yes.
Has it stopped now? Okay. Yeah, because there is a guy on my balcony sawing wood. I am not sure why he's
Okay.
doing that. No, I know him though. Like, he's probably a guest of my girlfriend's, but
Okay.
I don't know why they're doing that. Should I ask them to stop? Is it annoying enough for that?
No, I mean, I was just wondering what that is and why they keep doing that.
I can also mute myself while I'm not speaking.
I mean,
So
it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I've done like a little 10 by 6 grid here. Is there anything on the walls next to us that we can maybe see that maybe like has a clue or something, or like
Do you want to give me a perception or investigation check?
I will do perceptions 2.
I want to investigate. Is the investigation even a... I've been thinking D&D again. It would be observation, if anything.
Yeah, I'll do perception then. That's 2.
2. Okay.
2, and why didn't it roll there? I'm gonna click it again.
Should we all do a perception check since we're all
5.
there?
I mean, if you want to, yeah.
Yeah, we might as well.
I got a 5 and a 2.
Fabulous. I got a 1 because I can't see clearly. I got a 5. I can now see. And then I got a 4.
Okay, so basically your best roll is a 5 for everyone. Don't forget to unmute yourself.
Yeah, you're muted.
I have.
So, with that 5, you realize a thing. The 5 cat statues on either side neatly account for the 10 rows of tiles.
Okay. My question now is, and I'm just gonna show you on here. So I'm putting little lines next to my grid. Oh no, actually I'm not, because I've messed up my lines. I'm gonna put little stars next to my grid that signal where I think the cats are, because
Mhm.
it's easier for me to do that and ask, because I don't know the words to ask. Okay. So would the cats be sitting like that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Perfect. And do they all have
There.
specific?
Are they?
So there's like this minor overlap because it's all rounded
Yeah, like,
off nooks and crannies and very ornate. So the ornamentation around those cats does sort of overlap with the next tile, but apart from that, yeah, that's what it looks like.
yeah. Okay. And I'm guessing each
Do the
individual cat.
cats? Do,
Yeah, on you go.
do the cat statues all look the same, or are they different anyway from each other?
They differ so far that each of them has a different paw print.
What are the
Hmm.
differences in the paw prints, like on the tiles?
So it could be either color or a slight, like the spacing between the beans, spacing between the beans and the major, the palm, essentially.
Okay.
Is it possible to uniquely identify, like if you go row by row, sort of like, does the cat on the side, like the statue, match up with one of the paw prints in that row? And is that true for every row?
It
I guess
is.
answering that question is going to take some time in
I was about
practice.
to ask that, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is one matching paw on every row of tiles.
So, and
Like paw print
then the question
to the
Yeah.
paw.
is this the walkable path that comes out of that, or
Yeah, like, do you want
like
me to run
are they
the...
aligned, or do they like do something like that?
So they're like, it's not a perfect straightforward path that you can just stroll across, but you reckon with a few precise hops you could, like, it's not impossible. It's quite easy if you are somewhat agile.
Hi,
Okay.
would you like me to run the gauntlet?
Yep.
Should we
On you
take
go.
some precautions here, like just in case, like because it feels like stepping on these tiles might have, I don't know, unintended mysterious side effects. Who knows? Do we have rope?
I have a swinging kit. But I...
Might be reasonable for whoever steps on the tiles to just at least be like prepared to jump back to where we are now.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna step on the first tile with the anticipation of stepping back if I feel like anything is about to go wrong. Can I do that?
Yes, you can.
Let's do that. And we have identified the tile I'm stepping on is going to be matching the cat paws on each tile, right?
I would assume so, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to run this path that we have identified,
hmm
but we're going to start with one tile with the intention of stepping back as
Okay.
soon as I stand on this
So
tile.
for now, you're just stepping on that one tile.
One single tile.
Okay. You do so, and nothing happens.
I'm going to move to the next tile.
Good so far.
Adrian is filming this again, by the way.
Hmm.
That's okay.
with the anticipation of something going wrong, just to
Adrian's
add to his collection.
Adrian's making my next Hollywood movie.
Yeah, there we go.
Um,
So am I okay on tile 2?
you are okay on tile 2.
I'm going to keep moving forward.
For the transition
I'm
from tile
curious,
2
though,
to tile
what
3.
happened-
Sorry, what were you
Yes.
going to ask?
Um, I'm just like thinking out loud, but like, I'm curious what happens if we step on the other tiles. Like, we're kind of operating under the assumption that it makes any difference whatsoever, but like, shouldn't we
I'm
test that hypothesis somehow, just
I'm curious to
for
not
science?
find out while I am now 3 tiles in.
So for the transition from tile
Okay.
2 to tile 3, I'm going to need you to make a leaping check because that is
A
a
distance.
distance away. Yeah.
Okay. My leaping is 2, 4, and 6. I'm good
Yeah.
here.
You land perfectly on tile number 3 and nothing happens.
Let's keep moving forward.
On tile 4, nothing happens.
And 5.
5, I'm going to need another leaping check.
Okay. 1
Sleeping and skin up.
and 1.
Oh,
So you not so much land on tile number 5, but you sort of stumble onto it from the adjacent tile in row 5. The adjacent tile in row number 5 immediately crumbles under your feet.
Okay.
So you count yourself lucky that you've just sort of saved yourself in that sort of forward falling situation.
Okay.
Because what you can see from that position under the other tile is just black, and then several seconds later a very loud crack as that other tile splinters upon impact.
So that's not water down there. Okay. Let's move forward.
You step onto tile number 6 and nothing happens.
Okay, and again.
Leaping check, please.
3 and 1. That was a really rotten 1. That was hovering over 5.
Almost.
Oh, we got 3.
There is a bit of a tense moment, but you just about manage to not touch the other tile, but it takes a sort of a balancing act upon your landing to keep your footing.
Okay.
So if I didn't wait, that was tile 7 now, right?
That's us on 7, yeah.
Okay. Good.
Keep going.
Tile, it will be another leaping check.
Oh, jeez. 3 and 2. Onto tile 8.
Yeah, it looks like a okay enough jump. Just upon that landing, you once again need to do the balancing thing, and your heel touches the other tile, like the wrong tile in tile row number 7 again. And
okay.
Do make me a quickness saving throw, please.
Okay. So just to clarify, I am jumping onto tile 8, right?
Yes.
Okay. What is it I'm doing? A quickness saving throw, so that's
Yes.
2 rolls. 6. Do you want the other roll?
Don't need it. You're fine. So
yeah.
For a second, it looks like you're sort of when your heel makes contact with the wrong tile and it starts breaking under you immediately, you just sort of throw yourself forward and manage to save yourself from the fall.
Okay. On to tile 9.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah, you're good. Nothing happens.
And on to tile 10.
Leaping check, please.
3 and 4.
And another quickness saving throw, please.
Yep. 3 and 1.
So it's a very similar situation to before. Except this time you do slip and just about manage to grab onto the edge of the right tile, which, as you now know from first hand and first face experience, is a very solid column that just goes straight down.
Okay. And now can I climb up?
Yes, you can.
Okay, we're gonna do that, and then I'm at the end.
Exactly. Now, the important question is, how do you get the other two across?
I'm just
I'm
waving
not
from the
sure
other
I can
side.
do that.
Yeah, you got your flash on your phone there, Adrian.
That was
So
brilliant.
just a question.
Um,
What did we see again when Lee nearly missed the last one? Like
So
it was like
you did see him land and sort of try to balance. His heel cracks the wrong tile. He slips and just about manages to grab onto the edge of the correct tile. And so you see, basically, for a second, you see only his hands sticking out and grabbing the thing.
so basically the tile that was not the correct one just like cracked down or
Yes.
like
yeah,
just,
and
okay. Did it come
there's
back?
No.
there's one earlier that fell as well, and that's gone. I think that's on row 3.
Okay. I see. So basically the others are just they're not gonna hold us.
No.
Right.
So
I mean that was quite impressive.
You want me to do a perception check over here? See if there's anything I can see?
Yeah, maybe see if there's a lever or
Yeah, we'll do that.
something
Yeah,
to
look,
maybe reset the puzzle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We've got a 3 and a 5.
So there is a lever. It's a very massive one right next to the door. So basically, you're on the last. You cleared the last tile, or the row of tiles, and you stepped off to the same, like a mirror of that area. You stepped onto it before, and then you have the opposite wall with the door that I just described earlier, and right next to that wall, to the right of the door, is a massive lever. Sort of one of those Tomb Raider 4 in the ground, and it goes in this arc sort of thing. Do you pull it?
I'm gonna pull it.
You're gonna pull it, and with the same rumbling as before, this door moves upwards.
The door that I'm looking at moves upwards.
Yes.
Like it opens, or the door itself goes up?
No, it opens.
Okay. That doesn't help me get everyone over here.
That is so lovely. If only I could get to the door.
Is there anything else that I can see in this side?
It's basically just more Egyptian ornamentation, some more cat prints on like the cat depictions you saw earlier on the mural. More of those in that style are here.
Okay. Do you have any ideas?
Not without running the gauntlet ourselves, I guess. I mean, we could maybe scale. No, that's silly. That's a really silly idea. We could Nope. Nope. I have nothing.
Hmm. I mean, we could
Is there
still
anything on the ceiling
try.
above the tiles in the middle?
I mean, there are sort of these arches holding the roof up.
Mm.
You know what? I'm just gonna do the following and just like go to one of the tiles, like just from the
Mhm.
start.
Mhm.
Just go to one of the tiles that I know is not the correct one,
Mhm.
and just gently start pressing out with my hand while still firmly sitting on the ground that is safe.
Okay.
Do I feel resistance when I just lightly press on it?
So, of course, there is resistance because we're dealing with a solid object, but it doesn't take much pressure for that towel to break off. Like, you need to, with your hand, you do need to apply some pressure, but it will not supply and hold your weight. Or even, probably a cat would set this off, you reckon?
Okay. So it's gone pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this doesn't look like we can even use it to jump off or anything. Not even for a single step.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what they could do. Adrian's not very agile at all. He's like a walking brick.
By the way, I don't actually have the leaping skill. Like, what would I do to make that jump?
So there's different ways we could do this. One is where you roll one die anyway, but I have to up the difficulty. Or having seen Lee do it and him giving you pointers as to how you need to go about jumping, so he could assist you basically. And I'm going to count that as one success, him having cleared everything. So basically, you would get to roll one more dice, and in your case, that would mean one at all.
All right. Okay.
I think they might just have to copy
I guess we
Lee.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Wait a
that's.
second. Like, what? After I have removed one now, right at the start, I want to look down and see what's down there. Is there anything?
It's pitch black down there. You know from the impact earlier that there is a bottom to this, but there's not enough light reaching down there for you to tell anything.
Okay, can I at least like how deep is it at least?
I think we'll
It's
die.
yeah, that's safe to say.
I think we die.
Okay.
I think
All right. Can we do we still have a rope with us here? So Adrian or me?
That is a good question.
Just
Adrian?
trying to look for safety measures here.
Adrian does not. And to my knowledge, neither
I
do
didn't
you.
actually fill out my gear, did I?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
I
like something I would have with me.
I had rope, but I'm over at this side.
thank you, Lee. That's
It's funny, like,
very
what
helpful.
are
That's so helpful from all the way over here. That's wonderful. Hey, why don't you just throw it to us? Yeah, that's really. Shut up.
Um,
I was thinking it would be nice to like maybe swing it around the cat statues or something, and then sort of attach it to us that we are sort of like caught a little bit in case we fall. Maybe we'll just have to wing it.
No, I
like,
think we just have to. I think we just have to be brave, and if we die, then
Yeah.
um, then we don't have to worry
Songs
about
shall be
getting out
sung
of
about
here.
us.
You know? Yes, yes. Songs will be sung about us. Isn't that right, Lee?
Songs
Yeah.
will be sung
We'll sing
about
songs about us.
songs will be sung about how you ran from the police after you punched 2 guards.
Yeah, I think we just have to run at it. Ladies first.
Thank you.
Yes, you're very
Um,
welcome. I am a gentleman. Ladies first. Yeah.
Okay. I still get like ask Lee to like give me some pointers like how to do every jump best.
Yeah.
So that I do it the right way.
So
Um,
on
I'll proceed to the first tile then, which is obviously still trivial
That's
to get
that's
to.
within reach. Yeah, you just step onto it and nothing happens.
What about the second one? Can I get there easily?
Yeah, that's. Imagine how in chess a pawn captures other pawns. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's one step over, basically.
Like, yeah, that's okay. I'll do that. And the next one.
The next one would require. Sorry, what?
How big are the tiles, by the way?
Like 1 meter by 1 meter.
That sounds like conveniently video gaming in a way.
It's Tomb Raider. It has to be on a grid system.
Okay, so the next one does require a check.
it's
Huh?
dusty over
It
this site, by
does.
the way.
Yeah, the next one does require a check, leaping check.
Okay, and I don't have leaping, so with Lee's assistance, I can only roll 1 dice. That's correct.
That's correct. Yes. Yeah, perfect.
Nice, I made it. I'm still alive. Cool. Okay, Adrian. See, it's safe. We can do this.
It's very safe.
That's very wonderful. You're doing a really good job.
I only almost fell 3 times. It is 3 out of 10 is really good odds.
I wonder if it's safer perhaps for us to move in sync so that like maybe we have a chance of assisting each other if things go sideways.
That is a brilliant idea. Yeah, I could. I suppose. And don't look down. I suppose I could. Okay, yeah. I could. I suppose.
Let's make it
Adrian.
far.
Yes, it'll be all right. It will. Oh Jesus. So I guess Adrian kind of goes to the edge and kind of peers down. He's not good with heights either, by the way, like everything else. So he kind of like squeezes his eyes shut momentarily, and I suppose he makes his first jump. So do I have to do leaping for that too, or am I just stepping on it?
Not for the first tile, no.
Okay, so he kind of hops to the first tile, and then he jumps to the next.
That's still a walk, right?
That's still a
Little-
little
Well, I guess it's
sideways
going.
hop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we need a check.
Okay, so he does have leaping 1.
Let's say
So-
2 with having seen Lee do it
Yeah.
and shouting
So
over. Yeah,
I'm preparing to grab your hand.
I got 6.
Once
So he
you're
did
alive.
better than I thought.
lovely.
Cool. But you're actually better than this than I think. Maybe for the like. Okay. What's the next move? Do we have to?
The next one would still be free.
Okay, I'll go there.
And
With me.
then for tile number
Yeah,
5,
we kind of shimmy together.
And then for tile number 5, I would need to check again.
I would say it is actually easier for the person who goes first to help the second one. Since that was quite an impressive jump you did there, I think this time you should probably go first, Adrian.
Oh, that's so kind of you to say. Yeah, that's. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm not really in a position to argue. Okay, so I guess he goes to the edge again and he's kind of being a bit of a baby. So I guess 2 rolls again.
Mm-hmm.
A 1 and a 5.
Good. You're fine.
Cool. I'll go next.
And then he turns and he's kind of stood with his he's kind of bracing himself just in case should something terrible happen. He's kind of got his arms like ready to grab you.
One die, huh?
1 die. Not the best jump, but you make it.
Nice. Okay. Good. Shall we proceed?
After you, of course. Let's just take turns.
Right. Okay.
So row number 6 is once again just 1 pawn capture away, so that's free.
Mm-hmm.
For 7, however, is not. 7, I think, is one of those ones where it's 2 tiles over, but there is 1 tile missing here because Lee stepped on that before.
Yep.
So you don't have that safety net of,
where it's
yeah. Like I said, those tiles don't just magically come back.
Right. So is it like safety net means like when you can sort of get a bit of resistance when for the first time?
Yeah, so like Lee earlier did with balancing and his heel touching the ground, that was enough resistance for him to push off and leap forward, basically, and fall forwards. I said.
Mm-hmm. Can we avoid going for that? Like more jump towards the other tile on the other side, because like there are probably.
I mean, yeah, you can try and jump at a different angle, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try that just in case.
Okay.
I'll jump.
And that is a quickness saving throw again.
Quickness, I have 2 at least.
Yeah, so the good news is you make it to the other tile. The bad news, especially for Adrian's bad news, is that the other tile he could have used to use as a springboard is now also gone.
Thank you.
Sorry,
That was really good.
Sorry, Adrian.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll grow wings.
I'll make sure to catch you. That's a good idea. Wings are really helpful here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Catch Adrian just in case.
Adrian's on the verge of a meltdown. He just stood with like his fingers in his eyes, like doing small pacing on the spot. He's so convinced that he won't make this. I mean, there's no safety now. So I guess he kind of again lines himself up.
You can do it.
You'll catch me, won't you? Definitely.
I'll try.
I believe in you. I believe in us. A 5 and a 1.
Thank God that 5 was enough.
It was very scary.
Good job.
So,
you had it.
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
That's the good news.
The good news is you're only 3 meters away from the safe platform. The bad news is now you're going to have to make that same jump, but in the other direction again. So when previously you jumped from left to right, now you need to jump forward, but from right to left.
Alright. Anything missing in between?
No, on this one I don't think. It's the last one where something is missing.
So there's the safety net. Your turn again.
Yes, it's my turn. Let me just. He just keeps letting out these little wheezing breaths. He's because at this point he's probably getting quite tired, so he's just kind of hands on hips, just.
It's quite tense.
So I got 5 and a 2.
That works.
Good. Okay.
Again, he lets out.
Okay. I get ready to jump again.
Yep,
Paralyze
he's got his arms
everyone.
out. Arms out for you.
I'll do a jump.
It's a close one. But that's just about a success. So I'm gonna say, you land like a centimeter too soon, so the tile does crack, but you're not in danger of falling.
Yay. We got this.
Okay. So then you have one more.
Can't be that far anymore.
No, you have one step over and then one more jump.
Okay. Step over is easy.
Mm-hmm. And the jump without,
One
yeah, the jump with one safety tile, if you will, missing.
Wait, so we jump now from row 9 into row 10?
Yes.
Is that it?
Mhm.
And the tile in row 10 is diagonal, or like, I don't know, like a jump away,
Yeah.
like a horse and chess jumps, you know?
Basically, yeah.
Is that the relation? Okay, but then, okay, if they are like this, from 9 to 10, can't I just jump over this here, because there's the platform where I want to go anyway?
You can
That is the
try.
distance, right? Why are you saying that?
I mean, I'm gonna ask you for a check anyway.
Yeah, but like, I mean, there is something missing here, so nothing's missing here, right?
Right.
Okay, then I'm just gonna jump right away to where Lee is standing.
Okay.
Right, Lee should be here, right?
Yep.
Is that- Okay. Okay, Lee, catch me if something goes wrong.
I'm
Sorry,
ready
my
to
details-
catch.
my details
Okay.
are short.
What do
I
I
can
need
do
here
this.
for? I've got 2 for balancing. All right.
Yeah, it's more like catching
2 for
though.
quickness.
I only need to catch me if I fail, but I won't fail because my jumping has so far been fabulous.
It should be good.
Right?
Should be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Shouldn't have jinxed it. So Lee,
So
let's just say the two of you need to make me quickness saving throws.
quickness.
Okay. There's my quickness.
There's my 6.
Yeah,
Not even
like
rolling the second one.
even before the tile is fully cracked, you're like locking arms and just please pulling Aurora to safety.
Nice. Thank you very much.
I
Okay,
got
we
it.
did it. Good teamwork. Now, Adrian, it's your turn. We got you.
Not exactly an encouraging demonstration there.
That was that's really good. Now, but the good news is, you both have 2 arms each. So if I really am in trouble, you know, just grab me with all your arms. That really was
Yeah,
not.
if you jump a little bit further to the right, then there's still some
To
tile
the
that's not
right, yeah. I
properly identified.
suppose I could. And he kind of shuffles along. He follows your guidance, and he's kind of like shuffling along, and he doesn't look totally confident, but he's more willing than usual, I guess. So another leap for us, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. A 3 and a 5. So I guess he kind of unleashes the beast.
Yeah, like you don't even need the arms. You
Yeah,
just
no, he just comes crashing, just like a bear, just
yeah,
leaping
you're
into
you're
action.
panicking a bit upon impact and just sort of. I don't really want to say this, but you probably faceplant a second time because you're so agitated from the situation you don't want to find yourself in, but do.
He's so too
But
enthusiastic. It's just this. Rah!
you're
Just
like you're putting so much force into this jump. Yeah, I'm getting out of this damn room. That yeah, the landing, you don't quite stick the landing, but you're safe at least.
I'll take that. I'll take that. Just this. And then just tumble.
Lovely.
Well, on the bright side, there's no fucking way the gods are going to follow us beyond this point.
You are so correct.
Yeah. We're sorted.
Right? So we can take our time now.
You're still
Alright,
kind of
you
just really out of
opened a
breath.
very large door here.
So I guess
we
with
have
the
a look
door open,
inside.
yeah, we can leave now. Although I think Adrian's kind of like, hands on hips, bent over a little bit, just breathing after that traumatic experience. Don't know if anyone else is traumatized, but he is. I guess once they catch their breath, yeah, he's kind of like giving a thumbs up, like, yeah, we
I'll be
can go.
fine.
Okay.
So for those of you who dare take a look through that door, you do see a grand chamber, which turns out to be a square chamber. And at the opposite end of it, so straight ahead from where you look through the door, there is a sort of raised platform with essentially a cat statue in the same style as before, except this one doesn't have a paw raised. It's just vigilant, shall we say. And in front of it, upon an altar, there is a set of scales with 4 golden cat statues resting in front of it, and an inscription on the altar itself in hieroglyphs.
Oh, that's brilliant. More reading.
You wanna
More reading
do a
for
language
me,
check
yeah.
on it?
Yep. I'll give me a minute. Let me just. Okay. So I guess I'll roll. What's my language again? My language is 2, and then look what the ancient languages too. So a 6.
Brilliant.
Yeah, there we go. I'm fluent.
Absolutely. And this might sound somewhat familiar to you because that inscription essentially reads, "The goddess favors those whose hearts are light. Choose well or be weighed down forever."
The goddess what?
The goddess favors those whose hearts are light. Choose well or be weighed down forever.
Alright.
Do the
I'd like to
statues have
use
different weights?
So they look identical. Do you want to pick them up?
Yeah, I'll pick them up.
So you do notice they are different in weight.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, but
Goddess favors those whose hearts are light. Could call back to ancient Egyptian burial ceremonies, perhaps. The Egyptians were quite obsessed with balance, and they were quite obsessed with weighing organs to get into the afterlife. So it kind of, I mean, it makes sense in that regard. But hearts, whose hearts? Like we have statues of cats, which is fabulous, by the way. Love to take one home. I suppose it might have something to do with their weight. Maybe.
Is there anything we can, any place where we could put those statues?
I
Can we
mean,
do a perception check?
sure.
Okay. 6.
So, given the fact that there is a set of scales sitting on the same altar as the golden cat statues, and one of the scales has a feather on it and the other nothing, and Adrian has just described that Egyptian ceremony to you, the conclusion seems obvious.
Oh, okay.
We have to.
Did you say that before? Because I might not have been listening.
The scales, yes.
Oh,
So there's large square room, door where you come from. On the opposite side of that, there's a large platform with the massive cat statue, the same as the 10 in the other room. And on a smaller sort of altar-like thing, and before that platform, there is the scales and the 4 miniature golden cat statuettes.
So I'm drawing these while you describe them, by the way. So I suppose the goddess favors those whose hearts are light. I suppose. Well, we need to find the lightest cat. It makes sense, right?
Yep.
But then
we do need the light-hearted cat, right? Is that the same as the lightest cat?
I'm going to assume, I guess by ancient Egyptian standards and how literal they were with their practices, I'm going to assume it's to do with the lightest cat, but I guess we need to counterbalance that as well.
What about
Maybe.
so you said there was a feather on the scale?
Yes.
Is it like an actual feather or like
It's a symbolized one. So right now, because there's the feather on the one hand and nothing on the other, right now, of course, the scale is out of balance.
All right, okay. Interesting.
Yes.
Can I take the lightest golden statue since I've picked them up? I know which one's the lightest. And put that on the scale with the feather.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
As you do that, you notice the scale with the feather on it has been sort of making contact with some form of sensor. Like it's been making contact with the ground, and there is some brass work going on down there. And as soon as that loses contact, and the scale swings back into and comes to rest in balance, there is a bit of a pause, and then after a couple of seconds where nothing happens, eventually you hear to your right, so door on the one side, massive cat statue on the other. You're looking that way from the door. To your right, a couple of the stones of the chamber in the wall give way and open the path to the next section.
Oh, okay, it was that easy, huh?
They are quite.
I can't believe I got that puzzle. I actually can't believe my
I don't
actual
know.
Egyptian general knowledge came in handy.
If we had placed the heavier statues there, they would have triggered that thing as well, wouldn't they? I kind of want to see if there's any other button below the other side of the scale.
Well,
There is a similar mechanism beneath the other scale where you currently have the light cat statue.
we would have. I think
So we
something
should
really
probably not
bad
press
happens.
that button.
It's less of a button, more of a probably more of a contact sensor. Like the other one, the other set of scales had a rudimentary, yes, but essentially because both the scales and the mechanism at the bottom, if you want to call it a mechanism, are made out of brass. So
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Fabulous.
want to?
Will we move on?
Yeah.
Because this
You
door's
too?
opened up. This entryway's opened up.
There's so much fascinating stuff here. I would be really curious to research all of that. I mean, like, don't you just want to take it apart and see how that all works? It must be fascinating from an archaeological point of view to really like to figure out like when was this built, like how, by whom, and like where did they get the technology from? Isn't that fascinating?
Well, we do know that it is the later periods of ancient Egypt, with the inclusion of the Greeks, but I suppose mechanically, no idea. It's majority of it is a mystery for the most part. They kind of worked in mysterious ways. I guess we don't
It
even
feels like
really.
this
Sorry, you
seems
go.
like an electric circuit almost. So I wasn't aware they actually had that technology.
I don't think it was electric. I think it's more of, I guess, more like moving pieces, if that makes sense. Like things just fitting into places and things just working through physics more than electricity, I imagine, in the sense of cogs, or because you could make cogs out of anything, like stone or just things like that, I suppose.
and not to get too tinfoil hatty about this, but for a couple of centuries, people thought the ancient Egyptians weren't even advanced enough to build the pyramids in the first place.
The aliens.
Yeah.
Are there? Phil, will we get an alien ending? Is there a possibility to find aliens?
Well, the only way to find that out is to keep playing.
Ooh, alien ending.
Okay, let's keep looking for the Stargate then, and head through the next room. I do want to find a wormhole.
Don't we all?
There'd be so many secrets.
So, the next room is even larger than the one you've just come from. There is, if you hadn't been paying attention, you certainly clue into the fact now that the decoration in these places gets more and more Egyptian with each room, to the point where right here nothing of the Greek and the Byzantine stuff is even noticeable anymore. Like it's all Egyptian from here on out. And so as you enter this chamber, which is once again sort of not fully round, but sort of it has rounded edges, like it's almost oval. And there is a domed ceiling once again. When there is on that ceiling, there is a massive carving of a cat's face. Its eyes glowing with the golden light, which is where most of the room's lighting comes from. And at the far end of that chamber, so the if it's an oval, so you enter through basically the bottom pointy, almost pointy bit, and at the other pointy bit, there is a large ornate chest flanked by two black cat statues. Not quite as large as the ones you've encountered before, more like human height, but they're once again sitting in this waiting position. And yeah, there's, because the light is coming from the ceiling, there is no more torches around this place. The ground is sort of almost flat and even. There's a bit of tiling going on, but nothing too conspicuous. So what do?
I wonder where we are now. Like in terms of the light coming down from the surface. Can we hear anything from the surface?
No, it's completely silent apart from the sounds you are making.
That's reassuring.
It's just Egyptian magic at this point.
Yeah.
The Tomb Raider method of just, oh, you're in a cave somewhere. Look at this wonderful lighting system with no electricity.
There
Fabulous.
is light. Don't ask questions.
There's lighting in here. Don't ask how, but there is. I guess a perception check is probably due for examining the room to see if there's any goodies, anything worth noting. I roll 3 times. So a 4, a 1, and a 5.
Fabulous. So apart from the ornamentation, which is quite, in of itself quite fascinating, and if you manage to capitalize on that in any way, would be quite valuable. The only thing really of note here is the chest sitting at the end of the room. And while it's not quite as fancy as, for instance, the Ark of the Covenant, that's what the word I was looking for, like you can tell from the way it's if you were to touch it and try to shift it over, you'd notice it's quite a lot heavier than you would expect from say the Ark of the Covenant, because that would be made of sort of gold. This one is definitely made out of something a lot heavier and a lot sturdier. But more importantly, there is as well a carving on the lid of that chest, and that, of course, once again, is in hieroglyphics.
Adrian, would you give us the honor?
Yep. Yep, I'll go over and give it a read. So, 5 and a 3.
Sorry, that will do it. After a while, you manage to translate, and you clue into the fact that it's actually a bit of an instruction, because the inscription reads, "To see what is hidden, one must close their eyes. To take what is given, one must first give thanks. To walk in the footsteps of the goddess, one must kneel."
Okay.
Right, so
It's a worshipping instruction.
yeah. Again? But
To see what is hidden, one must close their eyes.
okay.
To take what is given, one must first give thanks.
I'm just gonna blink for a few seconds seconds to see if that does anything.
And the
then-
final line is, to walk in the footsteps of the goddess, one must kneel. And for your information, no, nothing happens from the blinking.
Oh no, snail. The eyes of the cat above us. Maybe we need to turn off the lights. Maybe. How would we do that? On
There's
this?
daylight coming down though.
It might not be though.
Can we close
Is there a way
the
we
eyes
can
of
see
the
what it
statue?
is causing the light? Can we do like a perception check on that to tell if it's daylight or if it's some sort of other source?
Yep, that's a perception check.
Okay. 1 and 4.
So it's high up, so you can't really reach the glowing eye bit itself. But you do notice as you look at it for a couple of for a few minutes uninterrupted, you do notice it is slowly, very, very slowly creeping across the floor. Like the shadows it is casting from, for instance, the edges of the ornamental eye. So it's ever so slowly creeping across, which tells you that the light itself, whatever it is that's casting this, is moving.
So yeah, probably
So
sunlight then.
listen.
Could we close the eyes somehow?
So if we took a piece of cloth, say clothing, and wrapped that around the eye, we can't get up there. Huh? Is it too high?
What
Can we
time is it?
climb up there?
Like, can we check our phone to see the time?
Sure. Like, I don't have an exact time for you because we never specified when you set off, but
Well,
let's
no-
say all in all, with all the puzzles going on and the commotion in the mosque, let's say 2 hours have passed. So to give you a random number, it's 10:15 local time.
Okay. Yeah. So that's like a whole day before the sun goes down. All right. That goes that idea. Is there anything else around the eyes that looks like it could be climbable if we were to trace a path down to like the ground? Is there a way?
So the next best thing would be a sort of a I'm looking for the word. So imagine it's where the walls meet the domed sort of ceiling. There's along that edge. There's sort of a beam going around the room, and
Okay.
It's still too far away from the eye to actually reach it, even if you were to somehow climb that.
Maybe it's not on the cat. Maybe. Can I inspect the cat statues besides the chest?
Sure.
What would that be, perception as well?
Yep.
Yep. So 4, 5, and 4.
So about the statues themselves, you notice nothing really out of the ordinary. They're as ornate and as decorated as you would expect from cat statues from ancient Egypt. What you do see, though, is that there is the tiling in front of them. There is 2 points sort of offset from each other. There's two points on the ground in front of the statues that are sort of smoothed off just a bit just enough for you to notice it.
Oh. Can I stand on it? Can I see if it's a pressure point?
Yeah. So you stand on the place and nothing happens. But you do notice, of course, that since they're offset from each other, one of your feet, like your left foot, is further forward, closer to the statue than the other.
It did mention to kneel. I don't know if it'd make a difference. I don't know if there'd be much of a difference.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out the close eyes, give thanks, and kneel thing.
Well, I think we've discovered that these weird things on the floor might have something to do with the eyes, and maybe if there's a mechanic in the eyes that can maybe close them that we can't see instead of waiting for the sun. So, can I? I'm very reluctant to suggest this. Can the cats be moved? Can I kind of give them a tug and see if they can be moved? Or are they just very heavy?
Mm-hmm. Give me a brawn check.
Okay. 2, 2, and 6.
So they're not fixed to the ground. But even with that 6, even with your best effort and even taking a run up and sort of smashing yourself into the cat statue, there's barely enough power behind that to even slightly lift them. Like, those things are massive and they're heavy.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, maybe two of us need to kneel before the cats. That's my next bright idea. It's not like we're doing anything.
Can you say a cat prayer in ancient Egyptian?
I could. Do you want one?
Yes, please. Let's all kneel and see what happens.
Come on, we can kneel together. Lee can try and figure out a way to the ceiling.
Can I kneel with them and close my eyes and give thanks all at the same time? Like, kneel down, close my eyes, and just say thank you.
Sure. Okay, so you're doing all that. What are the other two doing? Are you just kneeling, or?
Yeah, I'm following the example. I don't know ancient Egyptian though.
Yeah, Adrian's gonna give it a whack and kneel on one of the weird little points on the floor.
Okay.
And just kind of have a little meditation moment. He might even let out a really obnoxious
How many points in the floor are there?
So there's 2 each in front of both of the statues.
Okay.
So I guess a neon on each one. I'm guessing. That's what Adrian's doing. That's Adrian's logic there.
Yeah, can I do that then in front of the statue? Can I kneel, say thank you with my eyes closed?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
So with all 3 of you now kneeling, and with Lee doing all that, there is a number of things happening. For one thing, again, there is a deep rumble as some mechanism springs into action. The chest opens, revealing more gold than you can count in coins. There is, amongst that gold, there's more figurines and statues of cats, some gilded, some not. But more importantly, the chest itself sort of slides back and reveals a staircase leading on to God knows where.
Huh. Is that actual gold?
No, don't touch it. Don't touch. No thieving. We are Tomb Raiders, however. Not to be
Yes.
superstitious, but it did mention about giving thanks, and I kind of feel like if you stole from the cat god, that would kind of be the opposite.
I think we're fine. Like I've closed my eyes, and then to take what is gifted, I've said thanks.
Yeah,
And to
I'm
walk,
not saying the god is real. I'm not saying that the
to
god
walk
is real.
to walk the path of the goddess we kneel. So we've so I would determine that the chest opened because I said thanks. The chest moved because we kneeled. And what else happened? Was that it?
You closed your eyes, and yeah, those two things, the chest opening and then moving to reveal the staircase, that was it.
Okay.
Well, the gold doesn't really tell us anything about the mystery we're investigating anyway, so there is no need for us to take it in the first place. But I'm still fascinated of that lying around here. Like,
Well, we don't know that if we get
Oh,
up,
man.
the chest won't move back. We don't know
Um,
that yet. So we might get
Should
up
we
and it might
try?
move. We could kind of, I guess Adrian's kind of slowly getting back to his feet.
yeah, let's all stand up and see if it moves back.
It does not.
All right.
Oh, fabulous! Let's go.
Yeah, let's go downstairs.
So then, stairways it is. Let's
Yep.
go.
No one's stealing. No one's grabbing a little handful of gold from that chest.
I'm famous. I don't need
We're
gold.
already being paid for the job, so like, I
Yeah.
mean, why?
Very respectful Tomb Raiders. Brilliant. Yeah,
To be honest, I
great.
did get into this whole thing due to people robbing and destroying ancient structures. Wouldn't be very reasonable to start doing that
Yeah.
myself now, would it?
Not at all.
Okay, I guess we clamber down the stairs.
And you do. It takes you about a minute of climbing down, after which you emerge into well, first of all, you reach the bottom of the stairs. There is a new doorway in your way, but as soon as your foot touches down on the foot of the stairs, that door swings open very slowly because it's a massive stone door, and you enter in what you very clearly determined to be the final room of this particular adventure, because it dwarves everything you've seen before in this regard. So it's basically one massive dome. It's a round room, high as it's beyond any description how high that dome. Basically, from the ground level to the top of Hagia Sophia's largest dome, that's how tall this room is. And from your position, you can see that the ground isn't entirely groundy. Like there's your doorway that you just came from, then a straight walkway over what looks like a bottomless pit, leading to a equally round platform in the middle, which covers like half the diameter of this room. And then going off from those in the other two directions, so to your left and to your right, there is similar walkways. On the opposite side, there's the rest of this platform with yet another massive, larger-than-life cat statue. And in the middle, there is a plinth with, once again, hieroglyphic inscriptions. But that's not the important thing. The important thing here is what happens next. Because what happens next is that to your right, there is another doorway, just like the one you just came through, which swings open, and through it, you see Dunya, Rahim, and Emily walk into the room. But more importantly, one might even say most importantly, you also notice there is a person kneeling next to the plinth. And that person is wearing quite heavy boots, shorts of debatable length, a leather jacket. Over that leather jacket, there is a backpack. The braid of that person sort of flows over that backpack. She's wearing red glasses with round, with round glasses in them. And upon hearing those two doors open, she glances in both directions, so to you and to the other three. Sort of does a double take because she can't quite believe you're actually here. She stands up, turns to face you and says, "Just when I thought my day couldn't get any worse." And that is what we call a cliffhanger.
So exciting! Ah! Oh, fabulous.
So do I need to spell it out who that was?
Oh, I think we
Okay.
know.
Ripley from Aliens.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. That's actually the xenomorph from
Yeah.
Aliens.
The braid is just the tail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, brilliant.
So we got here quite a bit, about half an hour faster than I thought we would, but that's good.
Is that us then? Is that us for today?
That is us for today, yes.
Oh, that was so fun. Shut up. I so loved that. That was so fun today.